Sekou as well on the line. Sekou, go ahead and tell us where you're calling in from and what you're excited about this evening.
Yes, Dr. George, this is Sekou from Maryland. I'm excited to be on the call, learning how to be a millionaire.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why it's Millionaire Mentorship, getting that mindset right. Build your mindset, build your business, build your net worth. I have to speak
Yes,
today.
ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. As you're dialing in, come on in and tell us where you're from and what you're excited about this evening for this millionaire mindset. I see we
Yeah, this is
have
Dale Boudreaux from Louisiana. And what I'm excited about is the growth and the leadership of this company. I am fired up about that.
absolutely growth and leadership. That's what building is all about. It's about growing, it's about becoming a better leader, it's about becoming a better follower.
You know that time we was cooking?
Absolutely. As you jump in, tell us where you're calling in from and one thing you're excited about this evening. All right. As you're coming on, welcome everyone. Welcome to Millionaire.
Man, I slept my butt off last night. I tell you what,
I'm telling you, someone needs to mute because we're hearing your conversation. So make sure you are muted when you come in. However, when you're announcing yourself, go ahead, unmute, announce yourself, tell us where you're from and one thing you're excited about. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon to some. Some might even be good morning. Welcome to Millionaire Mentorship, where you come in to build your millionaire mindset. As you're coming in, go ahead and mute your mics, unmute, and tell us where are you calling in from. I am Dr. Arlene. I am calling in from Maryland, and I'm excited this evening to pick up at least one nugget that's going to change the trajectory of how I'm building my business, how I'm building my mindset, and how I'm building my net worth. So tell me, where are you calling in from?
Hi, Michael Johnson calling in Los Angeles, California. I'm excited to be here just so I can give some information on how to become a millionaire.
Absolutely, Michael. Thank you for sharing. And I'm excited about you being in LA because I'm coming to LA because August 24th, we've got something, 23rd and 24th, we've got something excited happening in Los Angeles. So thank you for that. Who's next?
Come on down.
I'm coming. Already got my tickets and my hotel.
Nice. I'm Pamela. I'm coming in from Houston. And so I'm going to do my best to make it to LA as well.
Excellent, Pamela. Thank you. Coming in from Houston. Houston now has Let There Be Light, I heard.
Exactly. Let the power reign.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. As you're coming in, mute your mic, unmute, and share with us where are you calling in from and one thing you're excited about today, this evening from this call.
Idris Alaka, Brooklyn, New York. Definitely excited about the upcoming launch event.
Yes, Idris Alaka. One of our fabulous build mentors.
Angel Trend, Houston, Texas. See you at the event.
Angel Trend. Angel is on fire. Angel is are you a builder 1000 yet, Angel? I know you're almost there.
Yes, ma'am. I am at Builder 1000.
Yes, congratulations. What are you excited about this evening, Angel?
Thank you. I'm excited to take my business to the next level. Every time I get on these calls, there's always something that I can implement right away.
Yes, absolutely. Because of the great leadership that we have, their investment in our minds, in our businesses, in our networks, and in our net worth, we're growing, and we are going to fill up and explode LA come August 24th. So as you come in, mute your line. If you're not announcing who you are and where you're from, go ahead and mute your line. Otherwise, share with us. Where are you calling in from and what are you excited about?
What's going
Hi.
on, everybody? JD from New York, and I'm excited. I got a new consultant today, but even more exciting is the August 24th party that we're about.
Yes, JD, I know from the accountability group, you are on fire and making things happen. And we're bringing the fire to LA on August 24th. If you don't already have your ticket, come on, let's get on there, get your tickets. If you don't already have your hotel room,
Recording in
let's go.
progress.
Let's go. So with that being said, I'm going to step aside because there is greatness in the room today for us to learn how to develop our millionaire mindset through mentorship. The leadership that we have in BYLD is bar none. And they have made an investment in us so that we could go ahead and we can prosper and in turn help others to prosper and help those who can't help themselves. So with that being said, Mr. Bean, whom am I turning this over to?
That would be I. And I do
it would be the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Samuel Bean.
That's what I'm talking about. Well, you know what? I can't let you down when you give me the GOAT title, but I say I ain't gonna walk away from it because millionaire mindset calls are for people who are strong-minded. So at the end of the day, I want to make sure you guys get what you came here for tonight. And I have the honor and the privilege of actually having a conversation with you guys tonight. And I got a call from JC. He's out there making the things happen, and myself and he and Winston Navarro this morning was on an international call, looking at different things and different options. And guys, I'm just telling you, you are in the right place at the right time. You just have to be the right person. And tonight's training that we're going to talk about, my guys, is one of my favorite topics. Because it's one of those get right trainings. It's one of those mirror moments, that you get a chance to have with yourself and kind of self-correct. And that's the thing about, millionaire mindsets. You go from 100 there, to 1,000 there, right? 100,000 there. Next thing you know, you're a millionaire, and it's evolution, right? But the thing about every time you evolve, you have to look in the mirror. All right, and you got to go through those 3 phases of change. And I'm gonna talk about those in a moment. But before I do that, I definitely want to give just a shout out for the people who provided the platform. And when I'm talking about the platform, not the platform for Zoom, I'm talking about the platform so you can Zoom, if you will, to your millions. Right, this is a vehicle that's like none other, and for people who have the vision and the wherewithal to put us in a position where anybody can walk in off the streets and make a 6-figure a month income without building a team, that takes being celebrated. Okay, and so I don't take that for granted. I definitely want to say I appreciate it to Mr. Winston Navarro, CEO, founder, Mr. JC Rangel, VP of Sales and Principal in the Pacheco's, who are out there working on them gold mines, right? And so, these guys have put us in a position where we can go out there and control our own destiny. But the thing, guys, and maybe before I talk about getting into the destinies, I want to get into this training so bad, and I want to skip the announcements. First of all, it was a great training today, guys. They had that roofing training. Again, gave you guys, some insight, on something that you just hear about. So if you got some nuggets from the training today, put some ones in the chat for me. If you're on that 12 o'clock call, you got some nuggets off that call, put some ones in the chat, right? And then while we're doing that, if you want to share your nugget, by typing it in, type it in as well. Bless some of the people, give them a reason to go back and watch it. It's on demand, 24-hour on demand in the Facebook group. So there's no reason why you should miss it. All right. The second thing that most of you guys found out today is that we actually have a location, we have a date, we have a time, and we have a link, right? And so I need one of my kind team members and business partners and colleagues to go ahead and drop that link in the chat for the actual launch, guys. I'm excited about that. I heard some people, talking about how excited they were to actually be able to come to that event and witness that event. And I'm just saying, when you look at the title of it, it's day one. This is day one. And when you actually have, an opportunity where you can look at your life and say, you know what, I did pretty good, but life is not over. I can do better. I'm gonna draw a line in the sand and I'm gonna start over, right now. And today is going to be day one. Or you say, you know what, I've been in the company 3 months, 4 months, and I sat on my keister and I ain't do nothing. You know, but I'm gonna draw a line in the sand, and today is going to be day one, right? So I'm just the day that you make the decision, you lived your life and then woke up one day, you said, you know, I finally want to be a millionaire. And I finally got a vehicle to do it. You know, again, this is going to be your day one. Okay. And I'm gonna just tell you, take that, guys, seriously. You know, again, just being at the first event, which is a pre-launch event. Again, it wasn't a big event, global event, one that's going to announce us to the world that we're here. But it was significant, you know, as an event for me because, you know, when I actually signed up for it, you know, before I went to that event, this was kind of like network marketing. I mean, it wasn't really high on my radar. It was something that I get around to do, and you know, I just didn't take it serious. I didn't see the value. And so when I got there, though, and I got a chance to spend some time with everybody in the company, which is a really big impact. Guys, you should know who you're in business with, not just because you watch us every day. You know, you get a chance. You should come and get to know us and be around us and really have conversations with us so you can know, you know, it for a fact, for a certainty, that you got to read on the people who you're in business with. Because there are a lot of people out there who are going to be significant in your company. As you grow your company, your umbrella under this BYLD umbrella, they're going to want to know who you're tied to, right? And people can tell you a lot about, you know, who you are based on who they see you around, right? So again, that's third-party credibility like no other. When you can edify people, like I can edify each and every last one of the individuals that are principals of this company, you know, to people who I want to join me on this venture and on this journey. I got a read on them when I was there, and I was able to get that information back to each and every person that I talked about. Everybody that I've actually enrolled in this program, over 50 people personally, and we have a group of growing over almost 700 at this moment. There's not one of those 50 that I did not edify the principals of this company to, and I would not be able to edify them had I not been at the event, first of all, because if I wasn't at the event, I wouldn't have had an opportunity to sit down at dinner with them and get to know them intimately and what their faith is, what their goals are, what their dreams are, what the vision is for the company. And then on another dinner night, you know, I wouldn't have found out how flexible they are, how humble they are, how open to great ideas that they are, you know, and taking other people's ideas, you know, with humility, saying, you know what, that'll work. And not saying, hey, our ideas are better than yours, right? I'm watching these people make moves on the spot, make changes on the spot, just off suggestions. And it says nothing about me. Anybody can give a suggestion, but it takes a real man, a real woman. It takes a business person, you know, to take the information, process the information, and then say, you know what, you know, our people benefit from that. Let's do it. And so, and then just from a compensation plan and business model explanation, just being there on the front row, right there on the front row, like literally listening and feeling the vibrations, the belief, and looking at the numbers. And I just remember when JC got off the stage and he walked to the back of the room, I told him, I said, look, I see 7 figures. Like like the song said, I see dead people. The movie, I see dead people. I see 7 figures. I actually see dead people, you know, Branson Jacksons. You know what I mean? So when he came off that stage, I saw a bunch of presidents, a bunch of dead presidents, right? And so, but I wouldn't have saw that. I wouldn't have found my next 7-figure situation had I stayed at home. Had I made a lot of money, I was going to make a lot of money at some point. But I wasn't going to be on purpose. I would have missed a window that would have cost me millions of dollars because, guys, I want to share some with you. In the old network marketing, every mistake that you make will cost you thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. In this company, in this industry, and in this company, married to this leadership, every mistake you make, right, can potentially cost you hundreds of thousands and even millions. Okay? And so a lot of us have distractions, you know, in our lives that we need to learn how to discipline. Okay. And that's today we talk about the conversation that we want to have. a lot of you don't know it. And a lot of you are conscious of it, just don't know how to fight it. But a lot of you are addicted to failure. Okay. And a lot of you have had conversations about, man, I know I should have did this earlier today. I wasted my day, or I should have made that phone call. I didn't make that phone call. Whatever it is, some of you actually who are conscious of what's going on and are conscious of the things that are costing you money, you've been having conversations with yourself, right? Because you know you're missing the moment. You know you're missing the money, right? And the opportunity. And that you see other people hitting director, right? Like Tony Denner, right? Like Jabari and a couple other people who actually hit. I don't know everybody's name off the top of my head. I just want you guys to know I've been paying attention, right? And all these people who are, it's just doing amazing things, right? You're looking at these people. People make sacrifices like Erica Villarreal, selling her cellular business to go full time in the company, right? Talking about a commitment. You have people who don't have a part-time commitment, right? That's not an investment, commitment. That's why when people come in on the affiliate plan and they hem and haw over $149 or $200, again, I don't waste a lot of time on that. Because if a person don't see the value, well, you can invest something today and upgrade tomorrow, then that's a problem. That means that you're in your way. Okay, you're in your way. Let's call it what it is. There's no way $200 should be able to stop you from firing your boss. There's no way that $149, if you didn't want to build a team, you didn't want residual income, there's no way $149 should keep you from sending your kids to private school. If $149 can keep your family from a family vacation once every quarter, you don't have any dreams, you don't have any goals, and you're selfish. Just telling you, because there are a lot of people who are counting on you, especially people who are in your family, that they're waiting on you to step up, take the next step in life and economics, and you're sitting there at average, and some of you know why, and some of you don't. I'm going to share with you some of the things, some of the signs, some of the symptoms that show you that you're addicted to failure. You're committed to failure. You've got really good at it, right? Just like you have some people who are addicted to winning, right? You have people who are very, very good at winning, very, very good at leading, and they just because they work at it, making money, they work at it, recruiting, they make money, they're anything and everything they do, they are great at, and it's because they worked hard at it, and it's a habit for them. But how many of you know, guys, that you have to be just as good to be very, very bad? You got to work on it. Okay? And so that inner me, we always talk about, and some people allude to, the inner me being the enemy. Today you get a chance to confront, the enemy, and now put that person in a position where you can get them out your head and on with your life. Okay, so I'm gonna give you some things, guys, some symptoms, some signs to let you know that you're addicted to failure, and I'm gonna go through a couple of them and elaborate a little bit, but no in particular order. But number one, guys, you are addicted to failure because you are addicted to the approval of other people. Okay, you are addicted to the approval of other people. You want people to think great things about you, and it started as a child. Basically, you started as a kid. You did everything to be celebrated. You did everything for attention, right? Like I said, attention. Men die for it, babies cry for it, right? And it hasn't changed. You act out of character. So, you can please people. And most of you do it so much that you don't even know yourself, right? You're living an out-of-body experience, and you're playing a whole entirely different character, right? And you don't even know who you are anymore. So when you look at the self-esteem issues, guys, needing to be approved, right? Like you're afraid of what your friends are going to say, what your family are going to say, what society is going to say. If they see you post something about solar, or if they hear you talking about residuals, or whatever it is that you're scared of, or that you're more scared of than you were scared of missing the opportunity, a 6 or 7 figure opportunity. So you desired approval from your cross line and from your team And these people, neither of these people are your upline. Neither of those people can help you cross line or downline, but you fight more for their approval to be accepted from people who can't even help you, right? Because you want that approval. You want somebody to tell you how great of a manager you are, because it's not leading. You're not a great leader until you go out there, you start breaking ranks, and then you break more ranks, right? You go out there, you're making checks, and then you go out there and make more checks, like Chris McHenry. Chris McHenry is a leader, okay? Regardless of what leadership position he does, Chris McHenry is a mentor who has raised a crop of mentors and developed a crop of mentors. Hans is a leader, right? Again, Hans is putting people in his position where he's not just, in a short period of time, in my personal opinion, mastered, okay, the ability to mentor, coach, teach, and be selfless when mentoring, but he's developed a crop of other mentors, and he's continuing to develop crops of other mentors, and he's not looking for cross-line approval. He's actually training people cross-line. He's serving. That's leadership. Okay. And so if you want, if you want to be significant, guys, don't look to be popular. Look to be purposeful. Okay. So for me, I require a low, let's say, I require a low level of acceptance and approval, and a high level of respect for me, right? And so I'm willing to tell the person the truth. I'm willing to be honest and direct with a person, and I'm willing to have hard conversations with people, okay? Because if something was coming, guys, I want to ask you a question. If you were doing something, that was costing you money, would you want me to tell you? Just put a yes in the chat. Yes or no, right? If I knew you were doing something that was costing you a fortune, costing you a future, costing you sales and deals, right? Would you want me to tell you? And it should be a resounding yes. So why would I shy away from telling you the truth? Even though it's going to hurt your feelings, it might hurt your feelings. I'm going to say it respectfully. I'm going to be direct, and all of you should do it the same exact way. But I'm going to say it. It may hurt you, but it's going to help you if you allow it. Okay. So don't be looking to put, Cool Whip and cream and sugar over every conversation you have, right? So when you do that, what happens is, guys, you miss the moment, the person misses the message, and you help nobody. Okay? So you're addicted to failure because you're addicted to the approval of other people. The next one, you're addicted to failure because you'll pay more money for entertainment and to entertain yourself than you will to educate yourself. 100% of the time, right? Like really, we'll pay hundreds of thousands of dollars over time for a designer, but you won't design a logo and wear your own brand, right? You won't design a logo or a slogan and put it on a t-shirt. You won't be a walking, living, breathing billboard for your business, but you'll be one for Louis Vuitton, and there's nothing wrong with having it. You'll be one for Chanel, there's nothing wrong with having it. Dior, Dolce & Gabbana, I have a lot of that stuff. But I spend way more money on my marketing and advertising than I do on theirs. As a matter of fact, the reason why I can buy theirs is because I market mine first. A lot of us have it backwards. We'll go buy, the $2,000-$3,000 pair, a purse, and then we'll wait next month when we get our next check to start running ads, right? And so, and just tell me if I'm wrong. I might not be talking to nobody today. I might not be talking to nobody. I just seen a couple of things too, but most people invest. Give another example. Most people invest, more on the outside of their head than they do on the inside of it, right? Again, just more money to entertain. You're going to a comedy show, right? Right? You're going to a concert. You're going somewhere, as you should, right? But that hair got to get did. Hair got to get cut. Some of y'all spending $30, $40, $50 in, or $70, $100 for a haircut. I can't do it. I cut my hair on the regular with a razor. I'm saving $30, $40, $50. I'm sorry. That's a bad business decision, right? So, but the hair, whatever it is, you spend hundreds of dollars on braids, hundreds of dollars on perms and everything else, but you won't put, $100 on some books, some CDs, some audios, some seminars, so you can, increase your economic and financial IQ, right? Yeah, people who are consumers, right? And they consume, products and materials as opposed to consuming, literature, education, wisdom, right? Like buying time, being coached, being mentored, like there's slots literally that I sold 20,000, 30 and $40,000 mentorship slots to people who were already making $25,000 to $50,000 a month. They were just trying to get to 50 and 100, right? And so, but those individuals, they invested that money. They didn't spend it, right? They invested the money so they can one day come back, get that money back tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold, 1,000-fold, right? And that's what successful people do. Successful people didn't start as the smartest. They didn't start as the most skillful. They didn't start as the most capable. A lot of times they just had, an understanding. It's all about desire, and that desire will create a commitment, and that commitment will create a discipline. That discipline will develop your portfolio over time, and it'll grow it for you. But you're gonna have to water it with a little money, and I suggest you start reallocating a lot of that money from, the things that you actually do on a leisure basis to, addressing your financial educational limitations and business, increasing your business acumen. Okay, so but you want, again, you got to invest in seminars, audios, books, mentorship, all that good stuff, and stop at this moment. Stop investing in Netflix, sporting events, anything that's taking money out of your pocket, and instead of putting the money, into an investment up here, sacrifice, right? Going on what they call fast, right? Fast from everything that you want right now, and put yourself in a position of deservedship, where you can say, you know what, I'm not doing anything until I actually do this first. I accomplish this first. Like when I was in network marketing, every rank I hit in the last 4 or 5 years of my history of being in 10 years actually of being in network marketing, every time I hit a big rank, I fasted about 90 days beforehand. Like right now, I'm in the middle of a fast. I'm 45 days in a fast, in my 90-day fast, and so that means I cut a lot of stuff out, right? A lot of stuff that I love, but I understand that I'll get it back tenfold, and it'll be better, when I start doing it again. I'll have a different level of appreciation for it because a lot of it's become natural and commonplace, and I'm used to it, conditioned habit. But when it's taken away from me, voluntarily, and I'm forced to invest in other things, right? That's when the return comes. Okay, so invest in yourself, guys. Invest in your future. Invest in your business. This is your business. You don't own BYLD, per se on the paperwork, but you own BYLD, right? You are a company within a company. Okay, don't look at yourself as a person who has a sales position. Look at yourself who's a shareholder and who bought a division, a solar division, and built it from scratch. Okay, you built it from the mud because that's where you're coming from right now. Out the mud, right? And so, number 3, you blame others for your failures, right? You choose to be the victim instead of taking responsibility 100% of the time. It's never your fault. And counseling won't work for you because you gotta be aware, one, that there's a problem, and 2, that you're the reason before you are, number 3, being able to recondition yourself to solve that problem. You have to be aware and accept it first before you can recondition it. Therefore, you can't, because you're always blaming the game. You can't, you never have a chance to change and evolve because it's never ever your fault, that you need to. Okay. So again, that's huge in itself, but you won't invest in seminars, audios, books. I'm sorry, not that's you. When you fail, it's everybody else's fault, like I said, but when you succeed, you don't give any credit to anybody. I mean, I know people like that. Right? They hit the lottery. Oh, it's they did it. Ding, 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 ding. They got the big sale. Ding, ding, ding. They did it all on their own. Right? But boy, don't let one of those deals close from one of these mentors when your people had credit problems. But it's the mentor's fault, right? When your people then bring the whole entire bill, they gave you 3 months and you was okay with it. You saw a trainer at JC Rangel, so they can go find the other 9 months, or they can find an average on the other 9 months. And so you don't even go back and ask people for what, for for what they're supposed to have, come to the table what they're supposed to have, but it's the mentor's fault, right? But no, it's your fault because you didn't do what you're supposed to do, right? I've had people, and Hans will tell you, I've had 2 deals where I've sent him 4 or 5 or 6 pages of bills per account because that person's bill is a 3-month, 2-month, or a 3-month bill, or a 3-month bill, and they basically kept on blending the months. so Hans had to really go through and pick some stuff out, but he had every page to pick it out. I'm like, I need the other ones. Go back and find it. Make sure people, guys, you're getting 50%, right, of 70%. And that's not enough money for you to go out there and dot your I's and cross your T's and be on purpose and be committed. Remember, the employee mindset, guys, has got to go. But again, every time a problem happens, you're at the root of it. You just on your watch, you're just there to see who the problem started with. But you're always a person there on site. All right. So that's why, I tell people, don't say I changed your life, because at the end of the day, when you look at me giving you some great ideas or some great counseling, next thing you know, you hit a really big lick and you get a nice little $15,000 sale, and next thing you know, you got a $20,000 sale and a $5,000. You made $100,000, right? And then the first time everything go wrong in your business, it's going to be my fault. Because again, I actually changed your life, and if I change your life, that means I have to change it back. So if you didn't take credit for changing it, right, when something happened to it, you're gonna give me the blame too. There's always gonna come back on me. Make sense? Again, so like, you can impact change. Don't ever, guys, I'm just saying, don't ever let a person. A lot of y'all are going to be in a position where you're going to help people make some money, life-changing money. Don't allow them to tell you. Don't let your ego say, you know what, when that person says you changed my life, you accept that as truth. Correct them right there on the spot. I didn't change your life. I just impacted change, right? And you changed your life. I can't do that. And explain it to them. If I change your life, I'm going to be the one that has to change it again the next time you need to upgrade, right? And so you change your life. Take the credit for it. Number 4, you're addicted to failure because you're afraid of making mistakes. Take no risk, right? Invest no money, invest no time, promote nothing to nobody, right? You're not taking, you're basically just, I don't want to make a mistake. I gotta do this. If I'm gonna do this, I gotta be perfect with it. How many of y'all know people say, you know what, I'm about to do this, I'm finna to do this, I'm gonna do this, and don't haul off and do nothing, right? Because again, they're afraid, they're getting ready to get ready, right? And so everybody else running the race, they get still at the starting line, because they're scared to trip, right? And so you can't be afraid to make mistakes, guys. Again, you are the master of self-sabotaging at that point, okay? And so that's a huge deal. But you create reasons not to do what's required, and you make it make sense to yourself. Okay? You're also afraid of leading, so you follow 100% of the time. You're always waiting for somebody else to take the lead. If a 3-way has to happen, and it's for your people, you want your leader to have. You want Angels to do it, right? If a lifeline needs to be done, you want Angel to do it. Right? You won't do anything yourself because you're scared to make a mistake when you do it. Guys, how do you think you get great at it? By falling on your face and watching other people fall on their face. I like learning from everybody else's mistakes when I watch them, but I'm gonna have to make my own too. Okay? And so that's why I've stayed married for so many years, because I watched other people make mistakes. Right? So again, and I learned from the ones I made. So again, I couldn't make a marriage mistake until I got married. So, I made some, right? So at the end of the day, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm human, right? And so the trick is, don't make the same mistake twice. Okay. So that's the thing that you guys can give. You want to give yourself a pass, give yourself this one. I'm willing to make as many mistakes as I need. I'm willing to fail myself I'm willing to fail my way to freedom, right? Make the mistakes, just learn from it. Don't just make them, but make them, learn from them so you don't make them again, right? But you're afraid of new experiences, so you stay at home, basically. Yeah, a lot of people who are afraid of expanding their companies. Like, I was in a company, we sold coffee, and the market we were the Cinderella of the industry. Everybody loved us. Everybody just wanted to be a part of what we had going on. And everybody envied the incomes that we were making. And the owner didn't want to evolve. And next thing you know, the industry caught up to us and passed us by. Everybody started diversifying. Everybody started creating multi-sided platforms that had more than one product. And we were stuck at basically two products, right? And next thing you know, the people start leaving the company because the lack of the vision of the owners of the company and his fear of making mistakes. Right? You can learn from other people's mistakes. I watched it, right? So you can't be afraid. But you take a negative and turn it into a positive. Because if you are a person who actually don't want to make mistakes, so you'll take a negative and again you'll put a spin on it and try to sell it to somebody. You'll repackage it into a positive reason on why you should do it or why they shouldn't do it either. Okay. But don't be afraid to fail, guys. This is one of those things. The biggest mistake that you can make is not making the decision to be courageous. That's a mistake. Okay. You can teach. Remember, also, when you're not making mistakes, you're not trying, you're not putting yourself in a position where you can learn so you can teach. The best thing that you can ever tell a person who's leading, who's following you is say, you know what, I made that mistake. And this is what I found. This is what I did. This is what I didn't do. Right? This is what I should have did. And I don't want you to make the same mistakes I made. Right? And so there's a lot of that. A lot of people can learn from a lot of that. But you're addicted to failure because you love some toxic relationships. You love some toxic relationships. Right? You stay in relationships with people who have no goals, have no dreams. Right? You give them a lot of your time. Right? So you pretty much are borrowing their belief, you're borrowing their ambition, which they have none, so they're draining you of yours. And even those of you who are in the company with people, like you're associating and taking advice from people who are not even on the training calls, right? And so for some of y'all, it's a it's like one of these golf clubs. It's like one of these places where people just come, kick it, have a good time, have a good conversation because y'all love it. It's a lot of great people in this company, and so it's easy for you to fall in love with the people here, right? The environment, the culture, right? But be on purpose, right? If you're gonna hang with somebody, let it be an accountability partner. If you're gonna communicate with somebody, let it be somebody who's gonna push you and drive you. I've always had people cross line that I looked at, so that person's got a drive that's just like mine or more. And that person, we can have a friendly competition and we can drive each other. We can push each other. Okay. And I'm gonna just tell you, we went from the bottom of the company to the top of the company racing people. Right. And we wasn't calling each other, asking each other for advice. We was calling each other, encouraging each other, celebrating each other, right, pushing each other, talking about who's gonna have the most people at the events, talking about who's gonna have the most ranks at the event, talking about who's gonna get the biggest check at the event. Then the type of conversations we had prosperity conversations. Okay. We didn't have toxic conversations on what ain't working. Oh man, we need a new email now. You know what I'm saying? They got everything on lock right now. We can't get a deal in. You got a future ahead of you right now. It's a little bit of discomfort right now, right? It's going to happen in there's not $1 billion corporation out there that didn't go through growing pains. That happens in the infancy stage of corporations and companies, right? And so, but you, again, just hanging around people who complain, hanging around people who gossip, right? And I'm just saying, guys, there's nothing worse than a gossiping man. Just for the record. Guys, and when it comes to gossiping, just kind of give you a heads up, people who are gossip to you, they'll gossip about you. Okay? And trust me, just because they didn't confide in you, okay? What they did was they made you an accessory. So when they start gossiping to you, you know what I'm saying, and they come back, they're not going to be the only ones catching the smoke and the heat. They making sure they got somebody who's an ally in the situation, right? And so don't gossip to people, guys. So we look at number six. Number six is you're addicted to failure when you're addicted to drama. Okay, and so you love to have arguments over details instead of producing results. Okay, you like the drama. Okay, you just want to be heard. They don't want a resolution. You're one of those people who, instead of getting an understanding, it's more important for you to be understood, right? So like you having a mentorship conversation with with Mr. Pacheco or Mr. Rangel and or Kevin, and they're giving you the law of the land. They're telling you what needs to be done for you to be successful. Okay, and why you shouldn't have did things that way. You want them. You'll fight to be understood, but you don't understand me. Hold on, you don't understand me. You don't. It's a mentorship moment. You either want to understanding or you either want to be understood. Which one is more important? Okay. But a lot of people, again, they're so self-centered, they're so attention-oriented. They want to they don't want to put themselves in a position where they live in defense. They live in a defense. They always have to tell everybody. Like, you ever know somebody when a person can't do something or something go wrong, they always give an explanation or a reason, right, about it. They always justify it, right? And again, that's the type of situation that you want to stay away from. But avoid drama, guys. A track piece. My son was watching George Kittle. There was this show on receivers for the NFL. We watch receivers right now, and so he was talking about the tight end for the 49ers, and he's talking about his energy, how excited he is, how he's always happy. I said, now you see how everybody around him has his energy, right? He created an environment for people to be happy, be crunk, be fired up, right? And be energetic, be enthused, right? Be encouraging, right? You get a touchdown, you get a touchdown. You tell everybody they get the touchdown, everybody go and get the touchdown. But I was telling my son, I said, you could be the exact opposite. You could be that downer, that loner. So you could be that person who is causing problems, complaining about snaps. You can be that guy because you're on the football field, you're not playing in your natural position. Don't buy into the drama. You can't get George Kittle to be in no drama. He ain't built like that. And people need to know that they can't come to you with drama. They need to know that you're the last person because you're so happy that they want to come with some BS too. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? People not bringing it to you. Not Dr. George. I'm not her. I can't even talk to her about this. She wouldn't understand. She's too positive. I need somebody super negative, right? And so that's what I need, right? Somebody who ain't did a deal in forever, somebody who ain't did a presentation in forever, somebody who ain't tried to sell nothing forever, somebody who's complaining all the time. That's who I need to talk to, right? Because like Jack's alike. But number 7, you're addicted to failure because you spend too much time with people that are going nowhere. In and out of the business. Talked about the lack of ambition a little bit earlier. You associate and hang with people that make you feel comfortable with failing. That's a thing. And some of you don't know that, but that's a thing. Okay? They don't do income producing activity. They do the exact opposite. Okay? You do everything except for what you're supposed to. Like, oh yeah, I made at least 100 phone calls yesterday. To who? It wasn't the prospects, right? You made 100 phone calls, right? What happened? What's the follow? What a follow-up at, right? No income producing activities, right? No presentations, no 3-ways, no lifelines, right? No handouts, no door knocks, no social media inboxes, anything and everything, no presentation. Guys, you want to make sure you're associating yourself with people. Like if you're a mentor, you should be in communication, with Chris, on a regular basis, or with Jabari, or with Idris, or Tony, or my man Tony, Anthony. There's a lot of great mentors here. If you're trying to be a mentor, guys, in this country, you intend on being a mentor, not trying. You need to be communicating with these guys. These guys already have done enough deals to be a mentor, one, and they're doing the things that you really want to do. Their life, basically, at this point in time, is pretty much on auto build. Like literally, you want to be where they're at. It would be cool. It's a novel idea. It'd be cool for me to be, where they're at right now in my situation. If I was doing the type of closings that Idris is doing, man, I wouldn't want for nothing. That's what you tell yourself, but you won't go do what Idris is doing, right? Guys, you gotta go out here and hang with the winners. You gotta go out here and associate with the winners. Remember, you paid $199 as a builder's fee, not a social fee. Right? Some of y'all are building a nonprofit. organization because you're hanging with non-profit people. You're hanging with people who are not doing any income producing activities for whatever reason. Okay, they're not in the game, but you're the person that holds back, but you hang with the people because you need somebody else to blame. You have noticed people like that basically they hang around certain people they can throw up under the bus. They're never, again, we're going back to the blame game. They're never the problem, but they're always around it. That's again, it's the same exact thing because you're to blame for your association, right? But you're either a leader or a follower, guys. Leaders won't harbor toxic relationships or failure. They don't allow it around them. They literally inoculate themselves from those type of people. Okay. So I mean, when you think about it for a second, if you're in a lab and you're in the refrigerator, I say, hey, look, the milk is in that refrigerator over there, and the cancer is in the jar over that refrigerator over there. Why would you go and open the jar with the cancer in it when you know what it is? You wouldn't. Right? And so it's the same thing when it comes to your business. So guys, again, you don't know this, but somebody's programming somebody. And if you're always around a toxic person, they're not always around you, you're being programmed directly and indirectly. The person ain't even intentionally doing it, but there are, and you're allowing it, embracing it. Okay. Number 8, you're addicted to failure because you are careless with money. I just wanted to make sure I pause another for a minute. You are addicted to failure because you're careless with money. If you don't track your money, guys, how do you know where it goes? Okay. So when you have basic disciplines that surround money, it puts yourself in a position where you can track it. If you can track it, you can actually sustain it. If you can sustain it, you can scale it, right? And multiply it. And so you have, I learned this from Rod Smith, NFL future Hall of Famer, how to track your money. Okay. And so he does seminars and stuff like that again, but he had just a cheat sheet that he gave us years ago. And I need to find that, but he gave us a cheat sheet on how to track your money. And Kim was already real good at it, but it put a person like me who's a blue personality in a position where I'm like, okay, I like this format. I like this system. And so, but he's a steward of it. Okay. And so when it comes to your money, guys, you have to have a high economic IQ. You might have a high academic IQ, but it doesn't equate and transition to, your money. Okay. You can be an academic genius and an economic moron at the same exact time. Right. And so remember, 93% of the people, that died with less than what, $300 in the bank. But the majority of those people who died with less than less than $300 in the bank made A's and B's in school. A lot of them. A lot of them. It doesn't translate. Okay. None of your money works for you. That's another kid. Like if all your money goes out and when it goes out, it don't come back and don't come back with friends. Like again, you're careless with money. You got to, like, literally when you have storms and you have challenges, we've always put ourselves in a position where we have money out there working for us some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, and that money has always come back to help us, right? At some point. And we during COVID, I had an income, like a residual income for one of the companies. I had 2 residual incomes at that time. One was at about $35,000 a month, and one was at about $45,000 a month. Okay, and the one that was at $45,000 a month, it went do it real fast because it was in the travel industry. Okay, nobody was moving, so there's no money to be made. You couldn't sell the product, couldn't sell the service, couldn't sell the company, right? And so that income basically dwindled all the way down to $1,300, about $1,300 a month for $45,000 a month. But again, if I didn't have the $35,000 a month in place as well as other investments and stuff, guys, where I had money working for me, we wouldn't have been able to buy my wife her dream house in the middle of COVID, and 2, we'd be out of there. Okay, because some people get to $45,000 a month in one company, like, I ain't got to do nothing else. I'm done. Like it's permanent. Like you don't own the company, and even if you own the company, again, things change. So you got to always open up multiple streams of income. If you don't have multiple streams of income, you're careless with money, right? Money is designed, guys, to make your life better and not to make you happy, right? It's supposed to give you options. That's what it is. This money is a tool. So the average person, give an example, spends $1.22 a year for every dollar they make, based on financing and stuff like that. Interest rates, credit on credit cards, and spending. Like for every dollar you make, you're spending about 22 cents to 25 cents, for every dollar, which means that you're already starting in a deficit. The day you made a dollar, you started in debt. Okay, and so that means you're careless with money, which means that you're addicted to failure, right? And that extent. But let me see here. Yeah, living above your means is just another one of those signs. And then when opportunities come around, they don't come around you because they know you can't afford them. Think about it for a second. Every year you've been born, somebody's made millions of dollars to invest in, but you never heard about most of it. Like 99% of it, you haven't heard about it. And the 1% you heard about it, you heard about it on TV, on news or something like that, because a person who needs $100,000 investment won't come to you because they know you don't have it. A person who needs $1 million investment, they won't bring you that great idea, right? That's going to make somebody $1 million, $100 million or $1 billion. They won't bring it to you because they know you don't have $1 million, right? And so again, when you blow your money, you blow your opportunities. Right now, some of you guys are wearing your Apple stock. Some of you guys are literally, you have actually wore, right, your Google stock. Like everybody's had money during times where it was great to invest, but you didn't have the money. Therefore, people knew not to talk to you. There's no need for me to call Sam Bean and he's going through foreclosure, repossession, bankruptcy. Why would I call Sam Bean and tell him I need $500,000 for this investment? It's going to bring him back $500 million or $5 million off $500,000. Why would I call him? I know he don't have it. You wouldn't. You know who your audience is, and your audience know who you are, right? So again, economics, guys. Economics is a language. You have to learn how to speak that. But also, that's a course that everybody should be able to take. You go and learn some money, learn something about money, guys. And again, it'll pay you and your family off forever. Number 9, as we start to wrap this up, you are addicted to failure because you have dreams but not goals. Okay, dreams are wishes. Okay, goals are commitments. Goals are something that you have when you want to be on purpose. Dreams are something that you want to have when you want to smile and get through the night. Right? Dreams are distractions. Goals are, again, an obligation. When you have goals and you're good at keeping them, you're good at achieving them, guys. I'm just telling you, your chances of actually succeeding and winning and achieving those goals are very, very strong because you will map your goals out. Right? You have a better chance of getting to your goals than you do getting your dreams. Dreams, again, it's like if dreams are anything, it's fuel to make sure that you continue to push through your goals faster, but your goals are going to make sure you get them done. Okay. So that's important. Everybody has dreams, again, guys, but only successful people have a strategy. Only successful people have a strategy. Okay. Dreams are your fuel, but the goals are your navigational system. Okay. Having a dream and refusing to set a goal is taking a coward's way out. Just kind of give you, that's one of those things where, you know what, I want a soft pillow to fail on. I want to feel good about this failure. I don't want to beat myself up too bad, about me losing. So I'm gonna say I like to have it. It'd be nice to have it, but I'm not going to strive to have it. I'm not going to put myself up for a position where I'm going to actually hit it, right? So I'm just going to take the coward's way out. I'm going to follow on that there. But you're in the right place at the right time, guys. You just chose to be the wrong person. I started this thing off with that, okay? Which is why when you look at number 10, you think that successful people either got there by luck or they are lucky. That's why you're addicted to failure. You think that successful people either got there by luck and they are lucky, right? You were the right place. Like I said earlier, you were in the right place at the right time. You just chose to be the wrong person, okay? And you stood on that. right? And so you're always making excuses for someone else's success, which is the worst thing you can ever do. It's the biggest insult, guys, and the biggest form of disrespect that you can actually show somebody for making an excuse for why they're winning and why you're not. Guys, I literally have put myself in a position where I'm being run down by the best in this company, and when it comes to actually people getting deals and people getting the mentorship and closing, I'm not around here hating on nobody. I'm excited about it. It's showing me that it works if I work it, right? It showed me that I can go out here and really get the purse if I get on purpose. Like literally, watching these guys go out and hit these numbers and watching JC, announce, these directors and announce these people who are earning money and all this other, man, that, I get a chance to use those stories. You know what I'm saying? Like Sarah George I tell her story all the time. Give me a story. And I'm gonna tell you one thing about me. If I know you got a story and it's a great story, I'm gonna use your story. I'll probably use it more than you. Which means that even if you make more money than me, I'm gonna make more money on your story though than you do. Okay? I don't need a story. I need yours though. And I told a young lady who got started today, who was coming on. She's a single parent. She's 24 years old. She's in college and she works at Frito-Lay. And I told her, I said, I'm up just for the record, our relationship, I'm gonna be real selfish. And I want you to hit goals, not because I'm gonna make money, off of you hitting goals. That I'm gonna make money as a byproduct of you, listening to what I have to teach you and then applying it and making money. I'm gonna make money as a byproduct of that. My focus is getting you a story that I can tell, because when I get you a story and get you to the most money earned in the shortest period of time possible, then we both get to use that story. Okay, and I'll make my money off your story. Okay, and guess what? You will too, because when you see me using your story, you'll start using it. You'll get better at using it. I'll teach you how to use your story. All right. All right. So again, don't make excuses for why you didn't make a decision. Don't make excuses why, you lack commitment and that you put yourself in a position where, you lack ambition, you lack courage, but somebody else is brave, somebody else is ambitious, somebody else has vision, and you just making excuses, for their will to win, the fight, their story, their drive, their inspiration. You have zero idea why these people won. All you know is that you didn't, and you envy them for it. And the only way you can express that envy is by making an excuse for why they won and why you didn't. Okay. And so again, remember, failure feeds on victims. Just like bullies feed on cowardice, failure feeds on victims. All failure needs to do is sense out somebody who's playing the victim role. It'll take full advantage of them. It'll expose them big time. Okay. Number 11, you mismanage your failure because of you're addicted to failure because you mismanage your time. Now, this is a good one. This right here is going to sting somebody. Matter of fact, let me put this on. I want to see everybody here. Hold on one second here, because I'm gonna need to see this one right here. All right. Let me see who ain't gonna like this. All right. But if JC was on here, all y'all be on camera. You know what? See, this is why I should keep it on here all the time, so I can see which one of y'all out here skipping out on me. All right. So again, number 11, you're addicted to failure because you mismanage your time. And so what I mean by mismanage your time, not only do you not, commit to income producing activity, right? You invest more time on social media for non-income producing activity, right? And video games. A lot of y'all are really good at these brick breaking, candy dropping, Tetris type games. Like y'all have, and for a fact that you shouldn't pick up that phone. The first thing you do is pick that phone up and you start playing, and you lie to yourself, see, I'm gonna play 1 or 2 games, get myself, just knock a couple of them out and then I'm done. And it's like you're a SpongeBob cartoon. 7 hours later, it's like you still on that game, right? And you done blew your day because you're addicted to that dopamine that comes from that little device you got in your hand. You wake up, first thing you do, grab the phone, see how many likes you got from that post you posted before you went to sleep at 11:30, right? I'm just saying, when you're scrolling through everybody else stuff, next thing you know, it's 45 minutes. Your feet haven't even hit the floor yet. Right? Successful people that got out the bed, they done worked out, they done meditated, they done went over all their goals and dreams, they done said their affirmations and everything. And you sitting up there trying to figure out, all these IG situations or YouTube situations where everybody fighting, everybody cheating, everybody drive by, you over here with all the drama, stuck to social media, right? And if you know somebody like that, I'm not gonna say that's you. I don't want to expose nobody because I don't want y'all to be lying to me. I want to start off on the right foot. If you know somebody that's like that, though, just put a one in the chat for me. Just put me. Just type me. I know somebody like that. Right? I know somebody. Just put me. I do or me or something like that. Some of y'all probably think I'm trying to trick y'all, but when I said me, but I'm not gonna put nothing. Right? I'm not gonna put nothing. But it's a distraction, guys. Right? You get caught up with likes, memes, groups, videos, and you lose track of whole days. And I'm just telling you, I used to do that. So I'm just telling you, I made a lot of money, but I made a lot of mistakes. I'm just saying, trust me. I went to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning before, playing a game that I started at 12 o'clock. I just said, what, let me grab one of these, I'm gonna knock one of these out of here, and boom, and I'm gonna go jump in the bed real quick. And man, I'm taking a shower at 4:15 in the morning. Okay. Again, the brain, when it has an addiction, remember, it's about you now being aware that there's a problem, right? And then you accept that you're the reason that problem exists and continue to exist, right? And so now you have to put up fail safes to keep you from literally doing these things and getting off this stuff. I had to download, take off, delete apps and stuff off phones, delete apps and stuff off tablets. You know what I'm saying? I literally had to put myself in a position where memory cards and all kind of other stuff, unplugged TVs, all the things that were a big distraction. I had to discipline those distractions, right? Because I know what was happening. I knew what was going on. I knew where I was falling short. And if it is up to me, it's up to me, right? And so I gotta make sure I put myself in a position where I actually start to now distract myself from my distractions. Okay. And that's the thing, you have to now start coming up with different things. So when I jump up and I hurry up. I don't even sit on the bed. I swing my legs out the bed, hit the floor, boom. And I start walking, right away. And just because I'm not getting back in bed at that point in time, grab my workout clothes, go straight to the gym. Okay. So and that's how I do it. So that keeps me from getting on my phone. It keeps me from, because when I get in the gym, I can't get on my phone because I got a trainer. Right. And so the phone is in the locker. Right. So again, put fail safes in place. I tell my sons, y'all can't pick up a phone until 12 o'clock. Y'all got to work out in the morning. Y'all got to watch a video and do an essay or something on it or whatever it is. I'm distracting them from the dopamine. Right. So again, let's go play basketball. Y'all go swim, go do something. So as adults, we got to learn how to do the same exact thing because it's costing us our fortune, right? That's a bad a decision. And mismanaging the time, guys. We got to make sure when you're on social media, set your clocks. Hey, look, I'm gonna be on social media for an hour, and I'm just gonna be sending out messages. Or I'm gonna be on social media for 30 minutes. I'm just gonna be sending out messages. I'm just gonna be cutting and pasting, and boom, 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 and then when I'm done, I'm off. Okay. But don't allow people to waste your time. A lot of you guys I have people who, when I'm fasting, I put a void by their name because I know as soon as I answer the phone, it's a wrap. They're going to start talking and I'm not going to be able to get them off, right? And it's going to be people who you love. So this is how you do that. Call them in advance. Say, look, this is the last time you're going to hear my voice for about 90 days. Okay, I'm going underground. Ain't going to be nothing wrong with me. So if you text me, I'll probably text you back. If you call me, I probably won't answer. Because I'm gonna be focused. I'm gonna be grinding. I'm gonna be launching my company. But just don't feel bad if I don't pick up or I don't hit you right back. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm fasting, and watch what happens to you. Watch how your business just pop. Watch how ideas come, stay. Watch how you start attracting everything. Like this is stuff that's been around you, that's been trying to make you rich, but you so bubbled up with negativity and all everybody else's vibes and conversations and stuff that this stuff can't even get close to you. But when you fasting, right, and you've made a commitment to distract yourself from your distractions, it changes your filter. It starts to allow, and all the stuff you start focusing on now, all that stuff starts to come to you because what you're looking for, you attract. So when you can actually hear it because you have no distractions, as you have nothing blocking it, it's coming to you. Great ideas are coming to you. Great resources are coming to you. Great opportunities are coming to you. And great nuggets of wisdom are coming to you, but you have to be able to receive it. And you can't if you're distracted. Got anybody know the purpose of a distraction? It's the distraction. It's simple. You just got to know that you can't be distracted. You know, even if that's an affirmation, you just got to know. Number 12, okay? You never take action regardless of how great the opportunity or timing is. So that makes you a person who's addicted to failure. Again, you're addicted to failure if you never take action, guys, regardless of how great the opportunity or the timing is. Like right now, most of you are in the most opportune moment that you can be in this company, and you won't take advantage of it even though you're in the company. Remember, just because you're in the company, you have ID number don't mean you're first, right? It just means you're in the company. The person who comes in and take full advantage of it, people like Calvin Hong is taking full advantage of this thing, right? Sarah George is taking full opportunity. That opportunity, she's taking full, opportunity of it. Okay. And so you got a lot of the people, these are just people I know. Dale Boudreaux is taking full advantage of this opportunity. Hans, full advantage of it, guys. Okay. You have to take it like this is your moment. And it's not done with your money. You can make millions of dollars on somebody else's dime if you learn how to maximize your dime. Timing is everything. When that window closed, remember the opportunity of a lifetime, guys, is only around for what? The lifetime of the opportunity. And the world is not going to, slow up so you can catch up. So you might want to write that down because everybody on this phone, you think you're special, right? You think the world revolves around you, right? What revolves around you is the millions that you miss. It continues to revolve around you, goes to other people because it won't come to you. Okay. And so again, take the action, take the opportunity, guys. You got that lottery mentality. You want to punch your ticket by paying $199 a month and just hope somebody, allows you to, do an installation. Just hope somebody joins you, because they saw a post and they come in and they blow you up, right? You want it to be done for you, a microwave business, guys. You're not a self-starter, so you need somebody else to do it, even again, in the opportunity. Okay. So these type of people that drive, and I'm just saying you will not move unless something is taken from you. Right? When you're about to lose it all or something's taken from you, or you obviously you hear somebody is talking to somebody who's in your cell phone, and all of a sudden you want to treat that person like you own them. Now that's my person. Now, you ain't got no people. This slavery day has been over a long time ago. You don't own nobody. Right? When you start seeing things, you start losing things and losing people, you start seeing things happen right, and things are taken away from you, opportunities are taken away from you, people start coming into your city that don't even live there. People fly in this industry, people fly to other cities, other states, right? To go and walk and door knock on the neighborhoods that in your neighborhood. They're gonna have all your people and you live right next door to them. End up with solo on their house. You look at their house like, man, why you didn't go with me? What you mean go with you where? With solo. Go with me with solo. Oh, you do solo? Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's how it is. Again, you're in the business, but the problem is the business is not in you. Okay? You haven't bought into, the solar situation yet. You haven't bought it. It ain't about build. It ain't about it. You just haven't bought into solar yet. You haven't bought into wealth yet. You haven't bought into opportunity. You haven't bought into firing your bullshit. You haven't bought into your goals and your dreams, guys. That's why you haven't activated. Anybody ever seen a bomb go boom without being activated, without having a trigger mechanism, right? And that's the thing. Some of y'all have the potential to explode and blow up, but you haven't figured out what it is that detonates you, that triggers you. But you'll figure it out at some point in time. You wait long enough, right? But the last one, here's a bonus for you. Okay? You're addicted to failure if you'd rather be right than rich. Okay. If you rather be right than rich, you are addicted to failure, guys. And I've even adapted that philosophy in my household. It's like this: when we don't do a whole lot of arguing, right? And so they get to a point where, you know what, you rather be right or you rather be happy. You rather be right or you rather be, sleeping in another room. Because I'm sleeping in my bed. I don't know about you. So what you want to do? You want to be happy? You want to be right. What you want to do? And so I'm not trying to argue with you, just whatever it is. And just like I'm not arguing with my business partners either. If I have something that I know that's made myself and other people millions of dollars, and I'm coaching you to do it, and basically you're just getting started, hadn't been in the industry, and then you're gonna tell me how to do it, knock yourself out. Because at that point in time, you're telling me what you're going to do. You're not asking me for my advice. And the worst advice to ever give somebody is what? Unsolicited advice. So if you don't see the value in it and you rather be right than rich, knock yourself out. This is what I found though, okay, is that all those people, they do one or two things. 90 days later, when they realize that they were wrong, their ego will force them to quit. And they'll walk away on the opportunity because they're embarrassed that their way didn't work. Okay. And then you have the other person who comes back and they're humble about the situation. They humbled themselves, right? And never ever humble a person, guys. This is to be honest with you. So when you allow a person to humble themselves, that's an internal fix, right? That person chose to be humble. That person chose to show some humility. That person chose to say, you know what? I messed up. I didn't listen to anything Mr. Navarro had to say. I didn't listen to anything Mr. Pacheco had to say. Mr. Pacheco had to say this. I did it my way, and everybody who did it their way is winning. You know what? Let me go ahead and let me apologize. Let me be a man. Let me just go ahead and apologize and say, you know what? My bad. That'll never happen again. Right? And I'm just taking your advice because you're the mentor. I'm the mentee. If you'll have me. Right? That's what that's the smaller number, because it takes a bigger man or a bigger woman to admit that they were wrong, one, and come back and say, hey, you know what? My bad. That's why that number is a smaller number. More people would like to save face and quit and miss their millions based on their ego than to just say, you know what? My bad. I told the Mr. Judge that, you know what I'm saying, that one's on me. Right? For me, I don't care. Like, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong. My bad. I apologize. But I just know this. I know that when I don't take somebody's advice, if it don't work, it's my fault. But I also know that, if I don't take someone's advice that I actually consider to be a mentor, that person does not ever have to give me advice again. Because what's the use of having a mentor if you're not going to take the advice they give you? Okay. That person's just a friend. That person's a coach. That person's somebody who is just shot an idea at you because, that person's, as a mentor, that person's idea must not be valuable enough for you to actually take it. And if it's not, that means that you chose the wrong mentor. The moment you feel like you can't take a person's advice, that means you following the wrong person. Just for the record. Okay. If you got to question everything your mentor say, and everything is going back and forth, you don't have a mentor. You got a sparring partner. You got somebody who you believe is on your level, right? And if that's the case, that means that neither one of y'all can help each other. Okay. So the ego thing, remember, ego, EGO, stands for edging goals out. I know y'all thought I was going to say the other one, but edging goals out, right? Because you can't have a big ego and a big bank account at the same time. What I'm going to suffer? You're either going to give away the ego, right? And just basically lose all your money and opportunity, or you're gonna let the ego go. Because I told my sponsor, and my mentor back in the day, hey, I know how to make a lot of money in real estate. That's what I do. And if you ever need advice on that, I can give you some good advice on that. But I don't know anything about this network marketing thing, and so I'm gonna put my ego in a box and I'm gonna follow your instructions 100% of the way. And if it don't work, it's gonna be your fault. Literally, that's what I said. I swear, I put it on everything I love. My thing is, I am now pausing what I do for a living to follow you, right? And so I'm gonna do 100% of what you say. Do, and if it don't work, it won't be because of me. I wasn't a perfect student, but trust me, I did enough that if I would have got it wrong, it would have been his fault. But I make millions of dollars based on that understanding and that commitment. His philosophies became my philosophy. His principles became my principles. His style, not like I said, his style of delivery and stuff like that, I let him own that because that's his. But I listened to what he said, why he said it, how he said it, right? And it's the reason why I was able to go out there and do some big things because I finally found somebody in my life at that point in time in my life that was nowhere close to me economically. He was he was creating millionaires, and I had never smelled $1 million. The most money at that point in time I had ever made was probably about $250,000 in a year. Okay. And so, but by me not having an ego, I have an ego. I have a healthy ego because that's a difference. Help people who have like athletes, they have healthy egos. You have to have a healthy ego in order for you to compete. You have to believe that you're better than everybody out there on that field, your competitors and everything else. You're the man for the job. You're the woman for the job. So you have to have a competitive, healthy, self-esteem, right? So, but a disruptive ego is one where you'll tear other people down around you. You'll kill everybody else's opportunity just so you can win, right? That ego. That's a totally different ego. That's a destructive ego. Okay. So for me, I came from nothing. Government assistance, welfare, housing, all that stuff. So if I got a person who's just been in a magazine for helping people become millionaires, why would I turn down something I've been asking my creator for forever? You know what I'm saying? Because some of y'all be talking to people, and then when they show up at your door with the gift, you say, "Nah, I was just kidding. I was just joshing. I really didn't want to be rich. I really didn't need a mentor. I'm not going to do the work. God, take them back." You know what I'm saying? Similar to somebody else who were there at their time, right? So yeah, when you get to action your creator for something, they give it to you, you're not ready for it, he'll never get to you again. And there's a book I read. They got a chapter in there called the Parable of the Talents, and you can Google it. I'm not going to preach on this platform, but I'm just telling you that's a great story. That people really need to learn. The Parable of the Talents. I think the author was the Book of Matthew or something like that. I'm gonna try to put it in a position where y'all can actually get it. But go check that out because some of us don't understand that once it's been given, it can be taken away, and you'll never be able to get it back. That's not a guarantee. It wasn't a guarantee that you got it in the first place, but because you got it so freely, so easily, and it's not your idea, you take it for granted. Therefore, when other people come in and blow the doors off the building and make a fortune, and they take everybody that's on your list, because they understand the value and the urgency of the moment, you're going to be looking bad. And that's not a place where you want to be. I've seen that far and too many times. I've seen way too many people in the industry come to an event, a meeting, or a Zoom and see somebody that's in their family or a friend of theirs or somebody they know that's on their list, on their cell phone, killing it, not just not just the membership, right? Not just the building fact. They didn't went national on y'all. And you looking at somebody else get 45% because they made the phone call, you didn't. Keep on playing with it. I challenge you because I'm gonna tell you that the parable of the talents means that whatever you leave on the table, I have an opportunity to get it. I'm not bashful about it. My family got to eat. And the people who I serve, people who are recruiting, they got to eat too. So that spillover, I'm going to make sure they get it if you don't want it. Okay? That's not a threat, that's a promise. I promise you. There are some people here, guys, and the worst of us ain't even here yet. They coming. After this event, watch how many people come and just go bananas over this business based on what we put out there. I'm flying to California tomorrow morning, to do videos and go and see, a certain manufacturer, for a certain situation, and so for the company, but you didn't hear that here, right? So there are things happening that you have zero idea about. And your only job is just go build your business. Go out there and expose people. Imagine if you did what JC said. We got about, let me see here. Let's see here. We got 45 important people on this call today. I don't care how many people in the company. What if all 45 of y'all went out there and told 200 people, like JC said, and the getting started training, fast start training. Go tell 200 people that all y'all were in, in solar. And then y'all came to the event, right? And you came back home with the news of a lifetime. And you were able to tell 200 plus people, right? What do you think is going to happen to your business versus people who didn't show up and people who didn't make any phone calls at all? People who are just in. They get a chance to see you combust, like blow up, literally. Like the people who don't go to this event, guys, their business is going to be about 18 months to 2 years behind everybody else's that does. That's a fact. Okay. Everybody who goes to that event with people, their groups are potentially going to grow 200% faster, okay, than the people who actually go with nobody. I'm sorry, the people who don't go, but 100% faster than people who go with nobody by themselves. Just giving you something, right? From what I know. So as we wrap this up, guys, get to that event, okay? Go out there and get exactly what Mr. Navarro has to give you guys. Go out there and get exactly what JC Rangel has to give to you guys. The Pacheco's have to give you, Kevin Reno, myself. This is going to be, again, day one. And we like to say this is like the first day of the rest of your life, guys. I've been there before. And I remember my first event in the last company I actually built where I made millions of dollars in. And it was something about being at that event that felt special. Okay. And it became exactly what we dreamed it was going to be, plus some on steroids. Okay? And not only do I know what it looks like, I know how to create it. And so does the people who actually own this company. So with that being said, guys, go to that link. Again, the link is in the chat right now. It should be in the chat by now to get your tickets. If you don't have your tickets, get your tickets. Also get your room for the room block at the Hilton LAX, guys. Thank you, Idris. Because that's one is on a room block. And I'll wrap up with this. This is how you know you're addicted to failure. Again, this is a whole nother bonus right here, off the rip, off the cuff, whatever you want to say, off the dome. But poor people are poor for a reason. They make poor decisions, right? And rich people make wealthy decisions. Right? Look at some of these cameras coming back on because I got something else to say. I like that. So poor people always wait till the last minute to book flights, buy tickets, and book hotels. Now, also to make the decision to even go. So the people who already made a decision to go, they made that decision when they knew it was going to be an event. They just needed a date, right? That decision was already made, right? But the people who are still on the fence because of what your back office says, right? You're looking at this and saying, you know what? Let me just see what the next 2 or 3 weeks look like. 2 or 3 weeks look like. Let me see what this next 3 or 4 weeks look like, and see if I make enough money to go to this event, or see if I put somebody in the business, see if I get somebody to go with me. Let me just wait for a minute, right? And you waiting, and you waiting, and you waiting, and the early bird ticket that you go get if you go into the link tonight is $99, right? If you missed the early bird window, and the amount of tickets that we actually have for early bird prices is $149. Okay, but some of you say, it's just extra $50. Well, it's not just an extra $50. It's not about the $50. It's what the $50 represent. It represents a bad habit. It represents self-sabotage. It represents you being addicted to failure. Remember, being bad with money. That $50 represents five. If you don't know what to do, if you can't save 50, you can't make 50 by making a decision. You remember, you're making $50 by making a decision. That's what you're doing. Forget the savings. Okay. Just like a person is making $125 a month by going solar, if they save that, they're making that a month. That's income. Okay, 1. So your philosophies are backwards. 2, flights go up, right? The closer you get to a date, the higher they go, right? Poor people always pay the most for flights because they always have something to do with the little money that they got in the bank. I can't spend this right now, right? I got this. I got to spend this on something, right? And then next thing you know, you buy the ticket round trip. You got to go home. Yeah, you got to go home. Can't stay in California. So each flight now, each way is $200, $250 more. That's an extra $400 to $500 that you didn't have to pay, right? but you to make the decision. The hotel rooms, guys, guess what they do too? They go up, right? If you don't believe hotel rooms go up, well, when there's a shortage, people in Houston pay $700, $800 a night for a $99 a night hotel room. Scarcity, right? And supply and demand. So the closer they get to that date, it's not even people who come into this event. We're going to pack out the hotel. That's our job. But you know, LAX has other people who are traveling that's already booked their dates already. They're already going. So it's not just about us. You don't want to have to go and miss the room block. You're saving money on the room block, right? So poor people are going to end up spending, get this, poor-minded people, an extra $800 to $1,500 a month for this trip when they don't have to. Because you won't go buy a $99 ticket today, right? Buy the ticket tonight. Stop playing with it. Stop thinking about it. I heard somebody say, when we got on here, when I'm thinking about, going, don't think about it. Make a decision to go and watch what happens. When you make the decision to go, everything else will work its way out. Your brain will find a way to get you there. Okay. And so with that being said, guys, we're a little bit over our time, but I wanted to make sure I invested in you guys tonight because I really want you guys to get it. I don't want you to miss this moment. And I do believe it was worth a little bit of sleep. So I'll see you guys, on the next training call or the next event. But hopefully, and prayerfully, I'll see each and every last one of you guys and your teams at the event in Los Angeles, California. All right. So text everybody in your team, say I got my ticket, and text your leader, say I got my ticket as well. All right. See you guys at the top. See you guys at the bank. See you guys at the beach. And see you guys in LAX on the 24th of August. Bye-bye for now.
Recording